Welcome back, guys. We actually had a great response from our previous video that we filmed, so we might as well continue. So it's great for you guys to obviously watch us do what we do on a daily basis, but also talk through some stuff about why we're doing it, what's our reasons for doing stuff. But we can go into more detail about that later. But Lewis has just turned up to do some filming. It is 11:15 in the morning. I've already had 2 meals. Jade already had 2 meals. We're off to the gym soon. We're gonna get some content film for you guys. But just talking you through what we really do. So at the moment, it's a bit of a growing season, off season for us. Me and Jade are both competing back end of this year. So right now it's a drought, trying to maximize building as much muscle tissue as possible. With doing that comes eating lots and lots of food. So to get big, you have to eat big. So it is like a repetitive task at the moment of continuously eating food again and again and again. We've got timers in our phones, eating every 2 hours. So this is our pre-workout meal. We always have a meal. We always try and put a lot of carbohydrates around our training, pre, intra and post. So this is probably one of our second biggest meals of the day. Pre-workout, post-workout is gonna be bigger. You're gonna see that as well. But I've literally got something that is gonna be really, really super fast digesting, and so is Jade. I've got cream of rice. In that I'm gonna have some dark chocolate, some almond butter, blueberries, a banana, all the good stuff really, pretty much good quality stuff. Jade has got chicken and rice. Again, super, super easy to digest. We've got a few added fats in it as well, just to help aid with digestion, slow it down slightly, because although you do want it to digest quite quickly, you don't want it to go too fast. You actually want to start using it when you get to the gym. So this is our pre-workout meal. With our pre-workout meals, we also have some glucose disposal agents, just to try and help the body get in all these carbohydrates that we're taking. So we're utilizing them. It's a complete natural supplement from Supplement Needs. We find that does help. So I'm making my cream of rice now. 100 grams of cream of rice, 100 grams of blueberries, 1 banana, 10 grams of dark chocolate, 10 grams of almond butter, and some protein powder. I was, you know when like, oh, you've got a video, it's like cringe, isn't it? But it wasn't, it was all right. You've seen that game changer, squeezy peanut butter. No more getting it out of tin, you just sort of squeeze it out.
How much water are you drinking a day?
6 litres a day, 12 grams of salt. But if you're one of these people that forgets, this is not mine, that's Lewis's. That's Lewis's.
No.
But we actually not forget to drink water, but it's cold in the UK outside, it's like 5 degrees. So we're not, you know, we don't want to keep drinking it because we're not sweating. So we actually just buy and reuse Evian bottles, but these are 1.5 litres each. So if I drink 4 of those, I know I've got my 6 litres in, and it's like a bottle bank. And it's like a challenge actually between me and Jade of who can drink the most water first. Obviously not to fill yourself up and feel unwell, but you don't want to get to the end of the day at like 8 PM and have 2 litres of water still to drink. Jade's pouring it down the sink. Jade's not drinking her water, she's actually pouring it down the sink. Living the fantasy. We've got a camper van, not like that, but my little camping cup. So mixing my protein powder into sludge. Oh, perfect.
Waiting for Dan while we can call.
See, this is the thing, right? So these 2 Herberts here, they can hear this banana crack from over the other side of the house because they know that I don't eat the end bits. I don't know why, I don't like them. So for them, this is why they hover around, because they know they're getting a little bit of banana each. Yeah, sit. Sit. Good girl. That's why they're around me.
Can I have some more? Can I have some more? No.
I don't drink protein powder anymore. It gets mixed into sludge and consumed this way. No benefit apart from it. Just years of drinking protein shakes. And I actually like it when you get quite a big bit of the texture, which is good. If you're gonna make it into sludge, if you put the same amount of water as protein powder, so that's 30 grams of whey, and I actually weighed out 30 grams of water, and it makes it perfect. And then every meal has got 10 grinds of salt. almond butter. Yeah, we now take this upstairs. We multitask. So we're going to go upstairs now and we're going to sit on the computer and eat this.
And check messages.
And check messages at the same time. So join us upstairs. So we are in our natural habitat with the dogs beside us who has invented eating bones. But this is what we normally do. We normally have our pre-workout meal, get some work done at the same time, catch up on some client messages. Today's a Tuesday, so we're just sort of making sure everyone's on track, everyone's having a great start to the week. I know that I've reached out to a few of my clients and they're already starting to crush it. One of my clients in particular, over in Dubai, he did one of them in-body scanners, which are not 100% accurate, but as a way of measuring your progress, he's actually lost 7 kilos, which is fantastic. So anything positive like that is what we really, really want to celebrate. But staying on top of everyone, holding everyone really, really accountable is part of what me and Jade do, and something that we really, really believe in. We're here for everyone. Everyone's, can have us to speak to us as much as they want to, but it's about constant communication, feedback.
Hello. Right, firstly, good news that the scale has been fixed, because obviously you need to know this weight. Right, so again, this isn't a problem with the weight. Just keep an eye on what is going on. Keep an eye on how you are feeling more than anything. The only thing I would note here is you did put a bit upset, right? Annoyingly, with a CrossFit workout, you cannot pick and choose the workout. It might just not have been your workout. But you can try it again, and at the end of the day, the next workout might be your workout. You probably finished a lot faster than a lot of other people doing it with you, so you cannot hate on that. One of my clients at the moment, she's actually in her 50s, doing incredibly well, looks amazing. Again, annoyingly, her scale broke, which doesn't help, but she's doing the CrossFit workout at the moment. It's a bit of a competitive thing, so she's a little bit upset with herself because she feels like she should have done better, but I think for what she's done so far, it's incredible. So again, there are lots and lots of pictures on our Instagram, social media. Have a look, she's on there, she's one of them, so have a look through that. Dan usually tries to take over and make all the pre-workouts, all the drinks, and then he can say at the end of the day that he's done all the cooking. I'm not sure why. We actually have one caffeine and 2 pump. So pretty much in our cupboard is an endless supply of different pre-workouts, different pump stimulants. We just kind of mix it up, and I have to ask Dan which one he wants each day because he's quite funny about things like that. So that's been done. I have done Dan and mine's EAAs and carbohydrate drink for our intra workout. Then there's also glutamines, which I'm going to find out whether Dan wants that in a separate container. So he's quite strange like that. Yeah, lovely big cupboard of goodies. With your glutamine, you haven't got the MPS. Yep. So what do you want? Do you want it in the pre-workout? See? So look at the state of mine. It's nice, mixed.
There's a little electric whisk, mini battery operated whisk.
Well, I've got actually like a metal shaking ball inside this. So when it goes in the car and in my bag, it actually mixes a lot better, but you still get lumps. Doesn't matter.
Although we use an app with our clients, I actually prefer old school pen and paper. So me and Jade have got matching books, and then literally these are just days and days and days of our workouts. So we normally do this on a Monday, but yesterday we were super busy. So we're actually writing the workout out on the day as opposed to doing it a week in advance. So I literally go back to the previous Tuesday, which I know was a push day, copy what my previous weights were, all my sets and reps. And obviously this week going into today's workout, we're in an off season, right? So we're trying to get stronger, trying to get bigger. I'm gonna try and match the reps that I've done with the same amount of weight or increase the weight. Like that's the theory behind it. And without logging it and without tracking it like this, you're never gonna be able to stay on track. So instead of going to the gym and just sort of lifting weights for the sake of it, go in there with a purpose, with a plan of what you're actually gonna try and lift. It also helps when you're doing sort of warm-up sets, because if you know that, for example, your top set's gonna be 80 kilos, you don't need to stand around doing sort of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. You literally can do bigger jumps where you feel more comfortable with. I would say definitely spend more time in your warm-up sets when you're just got to the gym. It's like your first or second exercise is where you really want to feel how your body is for that day. You might be super stressed, you might have had a bad night's sleep, whatever. Therefore, your body might be as optimally primed as possible. Always use them first sort of 2-3 sets as feeler sets before you start getting into your working sets. But when you're warm, and say you're moving between like shoulder exercises like we're going to be today, I will pretty much just jump almost straight to my top set because I'm pretty much primed and I don't want to waste too much energy doing them warm-up sets.
But I'm just getting started. My eyes on the target. No, you're the better one, still king of give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me. They'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause
Good.
I'm taking the world, you'll see.
Come on.
They'll be calling me royalty.
Actually getting coached at the moment. You'll be watching this, Sheridan. So competing in men's physique this year for the first time ever. So the whole idea is train my abs now. One is going to help with me being able to keep my midline nice and tight, especially when I'm hitting them poses, but also trying to get any sort of ab development done now and build it into a routine. Now the reason why we do it at the start is because at the end of the session, the last thing you want to do is sit there doing sort of 4 sets of 15 on abs, 2 exercises. So get it done at the start, get it out of the way. But it's mainly for sort of midline control, being able to control your breathing. So get it done at the start.
Just trying to get my legs warm, legs ready for hamstrings. Annoyingly in the UK, I find it so hard to keep warm. Turn up to the gym in like 3 layers. I've taken 1 layer off. So 3 sets of seated hamstring curls, 2 sets, 12 to 15, 1 set of 10 to 12. We'll see how it goes. The thing I find with a lot of my clients, the one thing you've got to remind them is to take the rest. So when I used to train quite a lot, all the time, really, I think the one thing I didn't prioritize was resting. I now know that if I don't give myself a minute and a half to 2 minutes rest, I'm not gonna do that weight again. That was another PB, so I've managed to go up, but I feel I'm very, very heavy, very, very full this week. Again, I'm probably gonna stay on the exact same weight now, but that is about 5.5 up from last week. Again, it's pounds and kilos. On the machines, it's different, so. What's not easy? I'm pleased with that.
First set as a warm-up. Did heavier than last week for the same reps, so I went heavier. Second set is my top set, 8 to 12 reps. So last week I did 10 reps, this week I did 12 reps. So 2 rep gain on the same weight means next week we'll go up the weight, start from scratch again, try and hit 8, and then progress from there on. Stacking a lot of things now. Yeah. I completed that chest machine there. Have you ever used one of them gym pins? You have to put the gym pin in it now, put an extra 10 kilo plate on. How long this will last for, I don't know. When I start the cut, I'll have to be going back down the rack. But as you're trying to grow, guys, it's always important. Try and maximize as much strength and as much gain as possible. If you're not pushing and you're not trying, you're never going to grow. So that's the key with anything. If you've been given more food, and the food is fuel, right? If the emphasis is on building, you have to put the effort in. You can't just go there and expect to just sort of move, you know, minimal weights and get the same results. The guys you see out there who've built the most amount of muscle are the ones that are, you know, eating the most food, but also pushing themselves week in, week out on the gym. The wife wants a spot now. Coming in. Nice. 2. Good. 3. 6. Good. 7. Come on. Oh, fuck it.
How many?
6.
Is that going to stay on?
Yeah, it'll be alright. 3, 2, 1. Up! Yep! Hey! 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 Come on!
Feel good?
No, heavy. Felt heavy. Yeah, PB by 2.5 kilos. Last week I did 11,
Now you're going to do 6.
but now I've gone heavier.
Alright. A lot heavier?
2.5 kilos.
Did 11.
Yeah.
Aim for 8. Come on. Come on, come on, come on.
This is what we had. This is our everyday session like this.
Fuck, little bun.
She fucks around with me. Alright! Yes.
A lot of the time, we ego lift, we're doing this movement. I need to know, I can feel it every single rep. And if I can't feel it on every single rep, there's no point in doing it. So it is heavier than last week, but I have actually done a lot heavier before. It's just now I'm trying to really focus on the feeling, slowing it down, being mindful of my tempo, because that is when I feel it the next day, and I know that it's actually getting me somewhere. Can never go heavy enough on that. Oh, my glutes.
So incline chest flies with a D handle. I like using the cables. Keeps quite a nice resistance profile. If you ever start using like dumbbells with chest flies, which is great, it's quite hard to stabilize yourself sometimes. When you're using the cables, you've got quite a linear movement coming in across the chest. So I've got 3 sets of 8 to 12 on this. I tried to keep the same weight across the board. If I have to drop it, that's fine. What I'm looking for here is maximum, trying to think about opening up my chest as wide as possible and then contracting it right at the top.
Post-workout vibes. So we both have a different amount, but we both have Cocoa Pops. I'm just gonna, I'll have to confirm with Dan, but I've got 145 grams of Cocoa Pops. And Dan, as far as I'm aware, has 175. So I will have to get another container out in a second of Cocoa Pops. We then both have Squares bars. I've got 1, Dan's got 2, I think. Then he has 4 crumpets or 4 bagels, one or the other, and a load of Lotus as well. So yeah, bit mad, but not strong enough.
No. Can't.
Do you want me to open it for you?
Shut up.
Two squares?
Yeah.
We've tried the knockoff. It just doesn't, they're not as good. We've still got one in there. It's not great. But actually, if you look in our cupboard, we have the actual box. There is a box, big old box.
No, you can't have fake Squares bars. It's a bit like kissing your sister. I mean,
Shut up.
there's just something about it that's quite right.
Don't say things like that.
I think we're at a tie because I've got one and a bit. Jade's got a full one.
And a bit.
Oh, about the same.
No, I'm winning.
Jade's just in front.
I'm winning.
One swig.
One swig.
So as soon as you start to eat this meal, everything after that is just downhill. It's really, really hard. Like, the amount of food in my stomach is just horrific. And trying to fit in all that water gets hard. Especially when we go to bed quite early. So that is...
Normally go to bed.
So me and Dan are quite old. And we can get tired. So we like to go up to bed for 8 o'clock. So as soon as 8 o'clock comes, we're like, dogs, toilet, that's it, outside, toilet time, and then, thanks for that. And yeah, and then we go upstairs. But I would say by the time we get into bed, about 8:15, getting ready for bed and everything.
Jade reads a book.
And then I read a book. Sometimes I read for about an hour. So it depends if it's a really good book.
Jade reads a book. I watch YouTube.
Yeah.
Or I've been watching the Formula One Drive to Survive at the moment. That's what I was watching.
Yeah, that's what you were watching this morning as well when I was trying to do check-ins.
Necessarily about. Like, I do like watching stuff on YouTube, but it's a matter of just switching off, just trying to.
I think when we are sitting downstairs, the problem is no matter where we are in the house, apart from the bedroom, we are at work. So whenever I'm sitting anywhere, I'm forever checking my app, checking my emails, checking to see if messages are going out, messaging clients, messaging new clients. So it's just consistent. So when we do go up to bed, that's the one time we know, actually, I need to stop and no more messages. I think that's because it kind of rules our life, but in a nice way. Like, I absolutely love my job, and the same with Dan.
Yeah.
Like, this is everything to us, but we do need that hour in bed beforehand to either talk to each other or do other things, and then read my book. So
I think we've done that for the last 2-3 years. I think the biggest change for us, actually, in the old house, we lived here 2 years now, but in the old house, remember our TV broke? And
Yeah.
we used to always go to bed, put on the television and watch some sort of shit. And the TV broke, and then once that broke, we were like, oh fuck, what do we do? We didn't replace it, but then that encouraged Jade to sort of read, me to sort of de-stress when I do read sometimes. I'm really bad for it. But we just got into a routine of going to bed early. But I think that's been the biggest game changer, actually going to bed and not watching more shit TV, of just actually using it for sleeping.
yeah.
Not gonna lie, because Sheridan is watching this. I did get quite excited when I was given this post-workout meal. So we've actually got 175 grams of Cocoa Pops, super fast digesting. It's basically just rice. Added in with that is 2 Rice Krispie Squares bars. Again, more fast digesting carbohydrates, followed by crumpets, 4 of them. For any of our American clients watching, this is what a crumpet looks like. I don't know how you'd explain it, but it's like an aerated, almost muffin-like, but it's got a weird texture to it. And with that, I've got 50 grams of Lotus Biscoff. And yeah, this is a very tasty meal. However, when you're 3,000 calories deep already, it's quite a struggle to get in, but it's there to do a job. And it's carbohydrates post-workout. You're in a window of where your body will be very easy to uptake anything you give it. Hence why we prioritize carbohydrates, which obviously replenish the stores, the glycogen stores, but also help with repair and recovery. I've also got 20 grams of whey in there as well. So I don't actually use any milk. I literally mix up some whey protein powder, pour it in there, job done. And then that's me. We're talking about our journey, right? And the reasons why we are competing in the first place, right? So we're going out of our comfort zone this year. Completely out of the realms. We've been in fitness for a long time. I've been training for 17 years. Jade's been training for nearly just as long. She'll explain the reason why she started training in the first place in a minute. But for us, it's about pushing ourselves to the limit, and we like extreme things. And again, anything like that you put all your effort into is extreme, right? And the bodybuilding aspect, the competing aspect is the top of the triangle, right? If you've got a triangle and at the bottom is just sort of staying healthy and happy. Number 2 is sort of taking it to the next level, trying to build muscle and progress each year. At the top of that triangle is going to be the top is extremism, competing. Same when I was doing CrossFit and things like that. I was looking at trying to compete. Now we're looking at trying to compete within our fitness journey. We feel like we've been training long enough, one, to have the mindset to be able to do it, but also the muscle development and maturity, hopefully, to obviously have quite a good physique underneath. So it's something that we actually haven't touched. I'm 34, Jade's 35 years old, and it's taken us just till now to actually step in and do it. And I pushed Jade to do it last year, to commit to doing this and saying you should compete because Jade's got great genetics, and it's wasted. Okay, it's not wasted because she doesn't have to show anyone, but I think it's a great opportunity to showcase all the hard work that she's done coming from.
Yeah, my car accident. So, long story, but when I was 18 years old, I was in a quite bad car accident. I was resuscitated 3 times. I've had a major operation on my back. So I have a lot of back pain. So I have metal rods in my spine holding me together. I was paralysed on my left side of my body. I had a heart attack, somewhat, and I had a stroke. And I was in intensive care for a long time. So I was in hospital for over 3 months. I lost a lot of weight through that. And I had to go to the gym for rehab. It wasn't for any other purpose. So I was 18 years old, and it was as if my life was taken away from me. I had to learn to read and write again. I had to learn to walk again. I was told I would never walk again. All of those things happened to me, which is horrific. But I've come back fighting from that. And honestly, yes, it is extremely hard. Yes, I have days where the pain is a lot to deal with. Yes, my left side is a lot weaker, and I do get a lot of problems from that, but it doesn't stop me. When it comes to my brain damage, I get quite anxious with, again, talking, saying things in the right order. I had to learn to read and write again to some degree. I couldn't piece things together anymore. It was like when I was reading something, it just didn't make sense, and I read things kind of backwards and inside out. It's kind of all over the place, which gets quite hard, especially when you're trying to get across how you're feeling about certain things. So me, it's quite an emotional journey because I have come a long way from where I was. I know from being in that car accident and knowing from what everyone else saw from that, how bad I was, and the years and years of rehab that I had. I was in and out of a wheelchair for a year. I had a wheelchair with me all the time for nearly over a year. I couldn't walk around the supermarket. I couldn't make my own cup of tea. I couldn't do any of those things, which feels like completely strange now when I think about it. But overall, I know that I've come so far, and I know that it's helped so many people. Where I started doing personal training is because I wanted to help people like me. I wanted to get them understanding that being strong is not about looking a certain way. It's about being strong. That is just it. When you are strong, you're going to live longer. You're able to do more things. I can pick up my cup of tea. I can do those things. And that is what I was about. Throughout my journey, Dan has helped me so much. And when it comes to the fact that Dan was like, look, you have to compete. I was like, no. But I do love competition side of things. I just have a lot of pressure on myself because I want to be the best. Because everything's been taken away from me at some point. So I have to come back at it as hard as I possibly can. So I'm always 110%. I'm very much a perfectionist, and that's because I've been told I can't. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't lift above your head, you can't lift those things, you can't do that. And I can. We all can. And that is why I want to do this. And I think it's quite a big thing for me, personally, to put myself out of my comfort zone. Again, walking in heels is really, really hard because of my back pain. Again, I use flat shoes all the time because it does help with my back. But all of those things are about me getting out of my comfort zone and proving that I can do it. And again, the support from everyone else helps so much. So that's kind of where I'm at. But I think the main reason I got into actually competing now was Dan. Seeing Dan be at the point where he was last year, which I'll explain in a minute, and seeing him having to come through and seeing that life kind of can change at any moment, that you get all these opportunities in life and then all of a sudden they can be taken away, that you might as well just go for it, because at the end of the day, next year it might be completely different. Life might completely turn around and we cannot do these things. So at the moment, that is why I think I would put it down to Dan's health made the reason why I've gone and done it.
Absolutely. As Austin is now getting in the camera. Austin, can you leave Lewis alone? Yeah, so like in a nutshell, Jade's pretty much touched upon her main reason. And, my story isn't worse than anyone's. Everyone's pain that they're going through, everyone's struggle is all person dependent. And I'm a big believer in no one is worse than anyone else. No one is having more issues than anyone else. It is personal to someone, and it all depends on how you as a person react to that and how it affects you. So, nothing, I don't see it as nothing major. Jade does, but, last year I've got diagnosed with Crohn's disease, which is inflammatory bowel disease. Since then, I've learned a lot about myself and what I can and cannot do. I've probably had it for a long time undiagnosed. So, spending 2 weeks in hospital last year kind of put a reevaluation on things of one, life is short, and two, you don't actually know what's going to happen to you. I didn't feel I was ever going to die, but they said to me, yeah, your blood CRP marker was like 400, therefore that's pretty dangerous, right? My blood was fucking toxic, so it's not good. But I never thought at one point, this isn't going to stop me, this is just fucking how long is it going to set me back? That's the most annoying part of this whole process. Was the longer I sat in hospital, the more I was like, this is going to take forever to get back. And I almost gave up last year of saying, progress-wise, last year was a write-off. But actually it got better, and that's through us doing what we do. And again, doing this journey together, we eat, sleep and drink fitness. It is literally rinse and repeat for us on a daily basis, because we've decided to take this as part of our lifestyle. Like, we've decided to do this. We don't encourage people to do this. If you enjoy health and fitness and you enjoy it with someone that you're with, then pursue it and do what you want to do with it. And I like the aspect, and this is what I'd say to a lot of people now, and especially clients, of I like to do the things that the majority of people on this planet cannot do. They cannot commit to going all in. They cannot extract that 1 or 2% of the very, very top of the category. A lot of people just give up. And you know, what doesn't break you makes you stronger. Again, it makes you reevaluate things. So that's sort of our journey. I mean, you know, I once weighed 105 kilos, seriously overweight. I was still training. I was trying to I helped train a bad diet. You know, those are all factors that have come to this point now. But it's sitting here, the oldest I am, 34 years old, now just deciding to go down this venture. And I think it's a great opportunity to explore new ventures. So we're always encouraging people to try new goals. It doesn't have to be the extreme that we're doing. What we're trying to say is just fucking live your life to the fullest, because it is short. And the only thing we cannot control is time, right? Time is ticking. It is always going down. We cannot extend it. We can try to extend it, but it's always on a downward spiral. So try and maximize this time on this planet and do things together that you actually want to do. Spend time with dogs, get married and things like that. But no, it's all good. And I think it's all part of our journey. And we're real people. And hopefully if you're watching this, you learn a bit more about us now. And we're actually here to help people. You know, Lewis behind the camera knows us quite personally quite well, and he's been with us for the last sort of 4 or 5 years and seeing us grow and evolve, and it's great. So yeah, we want everyone to be part of it. A lot of people don't actually know who we are on this channel, to be honest with you. So if you've got to this far, we are the head coaches of CJ Coaching. We are the people behind getting these transformations. So it's a very, very great endeavour to be proud and be part of. I know Charlie personally, one of my best friends for the last 13 years. Been neighbours before and things like that. So it's a great opportunity to be part of. I wouldn't change it for anything. And yeah, let's get some more footage filmed and showcase what we're doing.
You're going to see us get bigger.
So if you do like this video,
and get smaller.
if you do like this video, make sure you comment, like and subscribe, because if you don't do that, you're not going to see any more of us.
Yeah.
But there we go.
Thank you.